And we're back.
And we're back.
And we're back. And we're back. And we're back with Maseches Avodah Zarah, learning about the Shibud. And we knew that when we were going to do Maseches Avodah Zarah, we were going to learn about the Shibud. But we didn't know exactly, we're learning about their idolatry and we're learning about what that is. But now we're in the middle of a set of agadita, a nice cluster of agadita. It's like a pomegranate, right?
Delicious.
It's like a pomegranate that like you bite into the cluster of a pomegranate. You got a big thing of agadita. Welcome to Rabbi Harry.
Thank you, brother.
What's going on, bro? Is you the Rabbi Chanina ben Trajin? So the Shibud is coming to Rabbi Chanina ben Trajin. Now, Chanina ben Trajin, I think, if I'm not mistaken, was one of the Asara Hurigim Malchus. By the way, we got Ziggity Zalman with us today. A huge schus. Ziggity Ari Zalman. I'm very glad to have you with us. As you, Rabbi Chanina ben Trajin. So they go to Chanina ben Trajin. Now, Elazar ben Parta, the partisan that we learned about yesterday, he is not one of the Asar Hugamalchus. He got like all these Nisim and Eliyahu and Navi came.
That was a crazy story.
Oh, dude, I never heard that story either. Everyone talks about the Asar Hugamalchus. They don't talk about the guy who fought back and then he got two Nisim and Eliyahu and Navi.
And then Eliyahu threw him like 400 parsios, right?
No, he threw the bad guy.
Oh, they threw the bad guy. Nice.
The bad guy took him and just chucked him.
Classically zealous of Eliyahu.
Right? Good call. Good call. So as you, Rabbi Chanina ben Trajin, they get to Rabbi Trajin, they say, Amaika Asakta Bel Raisa. Says, what are you guys doing sitting in Shteigin Taira? Amar Lahu. So Rabbi Chanina ben Trajin answers, he says, Kasher Tzivani Adonai Elohai. So he quotes this pasuk in Devarim. Pasuk says like this: Re'ei limaditi eschem chukim umishpatim. See that I've taught you laws and statutes, or whatever. Kasher tivani Adonai Elohai, like Hashem, my God, commanded me la'asos, Cain, to do this. B'kerev haaretz, in the surroundings of the earth, which we're still blinding, right? B'kerev haaretz, asher atem ba'im shama l'rishta, that you're going there to inherit, right? And so when it says b'kerev haaretz, it's not talking about the entire earth. It's talking about around Eretz Yisrael. Okay, interesting pasuk in Devarim, nonetheless. Where is that? It's in Devarim. Gevaldiga pasuk from Devarim. So he says that pasuk. He says, they say, why are you teaching Torah? He says, state in Torah, the state to learn Torah, right? He hits him with the state in Torah to learn Torah. Because God commanded. So immediately, Miyad Gazur alav the Sreifa, they decided they were going to burn him up. Ve'al ishto leharigo, and his wife to be beheaded, hariga, hereg. Ve'al bito leshev bekuba shalzonos, and his daughter, she got punished to sit in the whorehouse. She's got to be like a prostitute now. This is what the Romans did. They killed and raped us, the Roman Empire, and they're still doing it to this day. And it's against everybody. Okay. Um, all of their subjects are peasants that they look at us as. Stay in Gemara, I love the Sreifa, Shahaya, Hoga as a shame Osiosav. So he got Sreifa because he used to pronounce Shem Hashem ben Shajin with its letters. V'hechi avid hachi, and where did he do this? Wait, before we go on to going into the specific treifa, let's just chazir that last part with Rashi, right? So they came to Chanina ben Trajin. And they were gozer for him for streifa, right? And Rashi says, I love the streifa. Is Lama Nashkain. Why did he get the ownership of this? Lefich Ahaya Hoga es Hashem Osiosav. He was mentioning, right? Dorsho be'arbaim b'shtayim osios ve'osa bo ma'ashechafetz chafetz. So he would say the 42 letter name of God, and then he would do whatever he wanted. So they get so the streifa goes there from the Shiva, but from the Romans, but still, it seems that like maybe he deserved the streifa because he was saying Hashem's name. Ask the Gemara, how did he possibly do this? Oh, shout out to season 1 of Shteigin there.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, I remember that.
Right? Yeah, so these are the ones who don't have chelik b'olam haba. And we said, Omer ain't Torah min hashemayim. Someone who says Torah is not min hashemayim. They ain't tchias and min Torah, and there's no reincarnation from the Torah. So someone says that Torah is not from heaven, or that reincarnation is not stated in the Torah itself, and not just a later addition. And Abba Shaul Omer af ahoga as Hashem b'osiosav. And Abba Shaul says, even the one who says the name with its letters. Yeah. And if this is one of the shiurim that we were zochet to hold on to, we could maybe see that in that shiur we asked, or someone asked, yo, what is this Hogas Hashem V'Osiosav? We were talking about it. What is this idea? And we said we will know in the future. We will see it. We will get shot.
Quick question. So, what we have to understand shot in the Isser of saying Hashem's name with his osios, with the osiosav, because how would that name be passed down? How would that name be learned by anybody if it's usher to say?
It's a great question. This is the Gemara that's talking about it. Let's see. It's a great question. I definitely am asking to the Shaila. How could that possibly be? Let's see the sugya. Kidditanya, like it says in a brayza. Wait, hold on. Abba Shaul says, "Hahogas Hashem Osiosav." Oh, so then he says his lamed avad. So that seems to be the answer of the Gemara. That he was doing it. He's coming to answer Shlomo's question. He's saying like this. They're doing it. He's doing it in order to teach. Meaning he wasn't saying the name in order maybe to do the actions from it, right, like that. But he's doing it to teach. Kidditanya, like it says in the brayza, lo tilamed la'asot. Right, the pasuk in Devarim also. You're coming to the Eretz Hashem that Hashem, right, that Hashem was saying lecha. Lo tilamed la'asot k'toavat hagoyim hayim. So it says, don't teach to do like the Shiva stuff, but you can teach about Avodah Zarah. You can talk about Avodah Zarah and understand it, and in order to understand it and to teach about it. And so the Gemara is saying that also applies to saying God's name in full. So Elamaitai ma'enash mishum hoga ez Hashem befarhesia. So then why was he punished? He was just teaching.
Because we just said lo tilamed.
No, lo tilamed la'asot, but you can tilamed lehavin.
But
you
this
can tilamed to lehorot.
But in this case, wasn't he tilamed la'asot? Because we just said that he said the name with the otiot, and then he went and did all these miracles or something.
You're right. Stuff? That's what like Gemara doesn't say that. Rashi says that. That's why we don't see Rashi before in the sugya. But I just had spidey sense. I want to see it. The osabo mashu chafetz. Right. There was like you could have made the argument to break it up a different way, but it's very strange. You're asking a great question on Rashi. It seems that from the Gemara that he didn't do the action. So the Gemara answers like this: no, but he did it. As Hashem b'farhesia. So yeah, he was teaching it, but he was teaching it in public. He was doing it in b'farhesia. See Rashi. Liz lamed avad the Tanya was doing it to teach. So here's what Rashi says. Rashi says like this: Umiu hakadosh baruch hu bedakdik im hatzadikim chuta sa'ira. So Rashi was bothered by this, that really he didn't do something so bad. He's saying that hakadosh baruch hu is medakdik with the tzadikim kichuta sa'ira. He's so careful with the tzadikim. V'afil is lamed yesh lechosh lekavod harav. So even if you're doing it to teach, he should still be choshesh, right? This is Rashi's explaining the Gemara, the Havamina, right? That he was doing like the Teretz, that he was doing it Islamic, but still he deserved to get punished because he gets such strict judgment because he's such a tzaddik that like when you get to that high level, like to purify a person's actions, they're very subtle, you know. That's what it means that he's medactic with tzaddikim kechuta sa'ara. The kara the lo telamed la'asos b'miliach renisa tukma, and that pasuk of lo telamed la'asos is talking about other stuff. Kimo nitias kishuin the Sanhedrin, talking about you're not supposed to plant melons like in Sanhedrin, Sameches, the Demus Suras Levana, the Rabban Gamliel, and making a picture of the moon, according to Rabban Gamliel in Rosh Hashanah. So this is such a bizarre Rashi. Rashi doesn't talk anymore on this sugya. He just has those 2 points that he says. And he doesn't seem to mention, according to this conclusion of the Gemara, the conclusion of the Gemara is that he was doing it before Hesia. Rashi doesn't talk about the fact that it was before Hesia, which seems to be the conclusion of the Gemara. According to Rashi, maybe he shouldn't have even been teaching this stuff in the first place. Okay. But that's why he got punished with Sreifa, because he was not choshesh to the kavod of Hashem, and he was teaching how to be hoga the name of Hashem. Even though he was teaching it in public, which was not supposed to be. Shout out, by the way, to another season of Shteigin there, where we learned about they're supposed to teach these secrets, these Sisrei Arayos and Mesa Bereshis, Mesa Merkava in a small group, not Befarhesia. Mishum Hogas Hashem Rezia Dahavi Dahavoi, and there's Tzion, it says Hava. He was outside, right? Al Ishto Lehariga. So next part of the Gemara, why were they were coming to chop off the head of his wife? Why? the lo michabe, because his wife didn't persuade him not to do that, or didn't tell him like, yo, I think it's a bad idea. Mikan Amru. From here they said, from the fact that Rabbi Chanina ben Trajan's wife didn't caution him maybe to be a little bit more private, Amru, they said, Kom mi sheyesh biyadai limchais ve'eno mocha nanash alav. Anyone who has in his hands to protest and to anyone who has in his hands to protest and to do and to alert others about what's going on, to the Gemara here is you get in the case that Chanina ben Trajan's wife should have told him, listen, you shouldn't be going out in public and pronouncing the 72 letters. But anyone who has the ability to help humanity and doesn't, to put himself out there when he sees that something not right is happening and he has the opportunity and he doesn't do it, so he's man ashalav. So she gets killed just like the person that she could have persuaded, she could have talked to. The albit, so it sounds like she understood that, like, yo, dude, you shouldn't be doing this, husband. The albito leshe bekuba shelzonos, and his daughter, Rabbi Chanina ben Trajan's daughter, got punished, and she had to become a prostitute and sit in a whorehouse. The Amar Rabbi Yochanan, because Rabbi Yochanan explains what the reason is that she got this specific punishment. Pam achas hayisa bito me'aleches lifnei gedolei Romi. She was walking in front of all the famous, fancy politicians with their entourage. Amru, and he saw them. They were talking. He said, "Come and knows psiosea shel rivazai." Yo, did you see that girl's steps? Did you see how nicely she was walking? Miyad diktika bipsiaiseha. Immediately, she started being careful to walk even hotter, right? V'hainu the Amar Rabbi Shimon ben Lakish, and this is like what Rish Lakish says when he darshans the pasuk. My dichsiv, what does it say in pasuk? Avon ikve yisoveni. So it says the sin of steps have surrounded me. This is a pasuk in Tehillim. So if it says Avon ikve yisabeni, they surrounded me. Avono sha'adam dash be'ikvosav be'olam hazeh mesubilo liyom hadin. So he's saying that these things that a person doesn't take seriously in this world, he's dash be'akvaisav. It could be Ben Adam Lechaveros in that category. In this world, he steps on them with his heel. In Olam Hazeh, but they surround him in the Yom Hadin, right? So she tried to turn on these Romans, and that's it. You want to be a whore for the Romans? That's really we can imply that she was a really big tzaddikas if this is the level of judgment and of retribution that she gets for even such a small thing. Jeez Louise. Bishashi Yatsu Shloshtan Tidku Alein Ezadin. At the time that the three of them went out, they did Hatzdakas Hadin. They were matzdik them on themselves the din. Who Omer? So he said, Hatzor Tamim Ba'alo. I bet you my dad knows that puzzle. That's in
Hatzor Tamim Ba'alo Ki Chol Bracha Mishpat Elamanavi Avel Tzadik V'Yashar.
Shkayach. Is my dad's written for Shahazinu. Givaldig. Hatzor Tamim Ba'alo. So they're darshaning this pasuk right now. That's the pasuk that he said. He said, Rechinim ben Chaj, and he quoted this pasuk in my father's Marissa Parsha. He says, "Tzor tamim pa'alo," that Hashem, he calls him the rock. His actions are perfect. Atzor tamim pa'alo, ki kol derachav mishpat. All of his paths are fair, I guess. El emunah ve'ein avel, the God of believability, of commitment, and there's no sin in him. He doesn't do anything that's not fair. Tzaddik v'yasharu, he's tzaddik and he's yashar. And so he said, listen, Kadosh Baruch Hu, everything that Kadosh Baruch Hu does is good. And he accepted his fate. V'ishto amra el emunah ve'ein avel. Oh, his wife comes and finishes the pasuk. His wife says, El emunah ve'ein avel, right? And his daughter, Bito amra, gadol ha'etza v'rav ha'alila. His daughter wanted to quote some Navi. His daughter was quoting Navi. Gadol Eitzah V'Rava Alila. We were just talking about Eitzah the other day. We were just talking about Eitzah and counsel that the Torah gives us. The Torah gives us Eitzah. The Torah is called Eitzah Toshia, right? And here it says Gadol ha'Eitzah V'Rav ha'Alila Asher Einecha. Pikuchot, opens your eyes, right? Al kol darchei b'nei adam, all the footsteps of humanity. Lases laish kidrachav v'kuprim alav, and everyone gets what they get. She was like, "Listen, I deserve it. I was spaziering, you know. She was spaziering, and she was trying to be sexy." Right, and like she was trying to, she was trying to like show off her body, I guess. I don't know. But she accepted it. She's like, wow, like everything from Hakadosh Baruch Hu is good and fair. What tzaddik is. Amar Rebbe, Kama Gedolim Tzaddikim Halalu. How big tzaddikim are these? How great are these tzaddikim? Nizdamnu lahem shalosh mikro shel tzaddik shel tziduk hadin b'shas tziduk hadin. That like these psukim just came to them. How great are these tzaddikim that the psukim just came to them?
Wow.
Of tziduk hadin. So it says Bekuba shel zonos, that she went to the whorehouse. It says Ohel zonos, so it was a tent of whores. Kidichsiv el hakuba, like it says sometime in Bamidbar, el hakuba, talk about a tent, I guess. Diktika, Rashi says that she was like careful with her steps. Vifsoa psios naos, to take beautiful steps. Vichsiv, and it says Kol kavod the bas melech panima. She should have been more sanua. She should have been more sanua. I know that, like, maybe, I don't know, maybe that's like a big, it was like an aside for girls, I don't know. And like, it's like, they know, because they know that guys are like looking at them. They're aware of it, even if they pretend that they're not. We see from the Gemara, now we have a raya into the feminine psyche. We see from the Gemara that they're aware of it. They clock, you know?
Wow.
They clock more than we clock, probably. So she was medactic in her psia, right? And so when it says that Rish Lakish says the averas that a person is dash the akva vosav. He says dikduk psios ki hacha, like this, like he's just like carefully walking. Lishna achrina shadam dorsan so that he tramples them with his feet. She'ein chashuvim ve'ein of klum. They're not at all. They're not important to him, right? Those are the important mitzvahs, And Adam is like those things. Don't think that they're not so important. we gotta we gotta we gotta really strive for complete like shlemas and achtos, and like that every moment that we have is elevated. Elevated to a higher sense of consciousness, to be super chill, we're saying that maybe that's what mitzvahs can do. And so even the small mitzvahs, the person's like, oh, like, yeah, I'll daven 3 times a day and I'll eat kosher. And he lives a generally Jewish, like halacha, Torah-based lifestyle. He's bringing Torah mitzvahs into his life. But he's not doing it in every action. And then he wonders where the depression creeps in from, right? He's not tying his right shoe first. He's not putting on his right shoe, putting on his left shoe, tying left shoe, doing the right shoe. He's like, whatever. I'm just stepping on these mitzvahs by my feet. I have more important things to think about. And he's missing an opportunity to bring in the Torah HaKadosh and to bring in the Kadosh Baruch Hu, to bring in the super chill to his consciousness. Right? And he's dashed back vaisav. He steps on it. So, one of the psukim says, "Al kol darkei filu diktuk psios," and all the paths, even the paths of where he's watching his steps. And then we said, what is tzaddik? What tzaddikim that they got these psukim that we saw all these psukim inside. We saw all these psukim inside. There's a Tosfos over here. The Tosfos talking about Tosfos, talking about a sugya that we were thinking about of Hogas Hashem Be'os Yosef. Let's go deeper into that thing of saying God's name, like Shlig's asked. I think that's a good direction. Hoga Hashem. Zak Tosfos, Perish HaKuntaros. Tosfos says that the Kuntaros, Rashi explained that he was Doresh from the Membez Osios, in the 42-letter name of Hashem. The Osabo Mashu Chafetz. And he did what he wanted. We're mechavein. We said that was strange. We said that's bezunda. We said it was madna.
Put it up.
Put it up. Migni mechav. The osavo mashu chafetz, right? Verova olam mefarshim shaya kora beperish osios shel shema miyuchad. So it does those. Most of the world thinks that he was reading in the parish of the letters of the name Yuchad, the special name with Osios Shel Shara Tevos, with also letters from other letters. V'zeh ein lasos kid Amar. You're supposed to do it like it says in Pesachim at the end of Elu Orvin, Daf Nun Amud Aleph. Lo kisha ani nichtav ani nikra. Hashem says, not like I am written, I am called. Ani nichtav b'yurei. I'm read. But the name that I'm written is Yud Kei Vav Kei in the Torah. The Nikra b'Aleph Dali, but you read me Adnos. The Nira L'Ri, and it seems to the Ri, She'ein Lahazkir Af Osios Yud Hey, Kimo Sheragilin Ha'olam Shara Yud Hey Hu Shema Miyuchad. So you shouldn't even say Yud Hey and then Vav and then add at the end of it another Hey. Hey. But Zahare Yud Hey Hu Shem Yuchad Ve'od Nira Le'Rav Rabbeinu Elchanan Ki Gam Ein Lahazkir Alef Dalid Me'Adonai Dehu Alef Dalid Me'Adonai Yud Hey Me'Hashem Ein Nimchakin. You can't just like the same Yud Kei Vav Kei. You shouldn't say Aleph Dalid Nun shoulda woulda coulda, because according to the Rabbeinu Elchanan and Tosfos, since it has the same din as the name Yud Kei Vav Kei, you can't erase it. So too, it has the same din that you can't even spell out the letters.
Wow.
Umiu Nira Luri Lahatir, but the Ri says But the Re says you could. The Re says is ahead there. The Kevan de lo nimtza bekatov the mashahu nimtza kasav b'sfarim yesh lomar shahas sofrim kasvuru kain v'lo niskavnu lahazkir as Hashem. So he says that the Re makes a chilik. He says no, but you can write Aleph Dalet Nun Yud. You can write it out, but you can't do it with the Yud Kei Vav Kei. So he's mechalik. And then they say, but maybe you could say Gorachanan, and yeah, they wrote Aleph Dalet Nun Yud, but you're not even supposed to read it like that. Okay. So the Islam made Alpha that he did it to teach. Pirish Kuntres, Rashi explains, who Miwa Kadosh Baruch Hu was medakdek. So we say that Kadosh Baruch Hu was medakdek very strongly. The Nira Shalo Haya Kasav Bisfaro Ella Mai Daima Enash Hoga Befarhesya Haya Lekach Utsuk Late Tam Acher. Unbelievable. He says, Tozo says it seems that Rashi didn't have it, the girsa of the Farhesya. Remember I was saying that like it seems weird that Rashi's not mentioning the Farhesya.
Wow.
Comes Tosfos and says Rashi's not didn't even have that girsa.
That's unbelievable, bro.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Tozo said he didn't even have the girsa. Okay. We just did Gemara Rashi Tosfos, a whole sugya of Gemara Rashi Tosfos. We were Zochet Taka B'Mechavein to the Tosfos. Now, another place that we could go if the circumstances were different, we were in a base measures, we had more time, we could see the Rambam over here. There's a Rambam in Hilchos Tshuva. It would probably be sweet as candy to see that Rambam, and that's the next place that I would go in the sugya. It would be sweet as candy. How much time we have left?
We got 7 minutes and 24 seconds.
All right. Can someone pull up Rambam Perek Gimel Halacha Ches in Hilchos Tshuva?
I'm pulling it up.
There's nothing like a halacha in the middle of the sugya of Agarita. So you pulling it up?
Yeah, Gimel, and what did you say?
Perek Gimel Halacha Ches. Abi, can you pull it up? You have the app for Hilchos Tshuva? You can pull it up also, Shlomo, whoever gets it first. But we only have a limited time. Today we learned about mitzvahs that a person is dash be'akvosav. So I'm going to play only notes that people don't really think of. The rare notes.
Halacha
I'll
Tes.
play C6. Yeah, what's up?
Halacha Tes.
No, Gimel Ches.
Ches, I have it. You ready?
Yeah, ready.
Shloshahen Hanikarim Epikaris 3 that you can call. There are 3 that we call a heretic. Ha'omer she'ein sham nevua klal ve'ein sham mada shemagia mehayboire lelev b'nei ha'adam. That the one that says that there's no such thing as nevua, and there isn't. Ve'ein sham mada. What is
Mida,
that?
baby. There's ain't sham mida. Like there's no way that God can get to ain't sham mida. Yeah.
It does have the nekudos here.
And it says mada. Wait,
yeah,
is mada with an ayin?
Yeah, with an ayin.
Mada.
Mada.
You gotta give me that ayin.
You're right. Sorry.
Yeah, so there's no science that comes from HaKadosh Baruch Hu to our heart. Read the words.
Yeah, ve'ein sham mada shemagia mehabore lelev b'nei ha'adam.
from the creator to human heart.
So what is that tight, Shez?
Well, read the whole Rambam first. That there's no science or there's no wisdom. Really wisdom, I would say. There's no wisdom that comes from the creator to the humans.
Gotcha. Okay.
Weiter.
V'hamachish nevuaso shel Moshe Rabbeinu.
Out of here.
What's
No
v'hamachish?
Denies. Someone who denies the nevuah.
So denier the prophecy of Moshe. And the one that says that the creator doesn't know the actions of the Son of Man, aka men or people, humans. All of one of these three, they are a heretic. There are three that are
Kaifrim, yeah.
Rebellious. So like rebellious deniers, right? What's the difference between Apikoros and what's the difference between Apikoros and a Kaifer?
Kaifer seems to be on Tyra and Apikoros seems to be on like the Bore himself.
Wow.
Let's see.
Okay.
Let's see.
Ha'omer she'ena Torah me'im Hashem afilu pasuk echad afilu teva achas im amar Moshe amaro mipi atzmo harei zeh kofer b'Torah. So somebody that says that the Torah is not from Hashem, even one pasuk, even one word,
out of here.
If he says Moshe said it from his mouth only, he also is a koifer in the Torah. V'chein ha-koifer b'peirusha v'hu Torah sheba'al peh, and also a kofer in explanation if the Torah, the oral Torah, v'mafchish magideha kegon tzadok uvaitais.
Shiduk is like the Sadducees. It basically is Shidukim.
Tzadok, it says. Tzadok.
Yeah, it's Shidukim.
Okay, what's Tzadok?
They don't hold the Torah Shabbat Peh.
They don't have a hold of Torah Shabbat Peh. V'ha'omer shehaboyre hechelif mitzvah zoi b'mitzvah acheres uchvar batla Torah zo af al pi batla Torah zo af al pi shehi haisa me'im Hashem kegon hahagrim.
Taich.
The one who says that the creator hechelif.
The creator what?
Hechelif.
Oh, switched out.
Switched out a mitzvah zoi, the mitzvah acheres. He switched out this mitzvah for a different mitzvah. Uchvar batla Torah. And already the Torah was nullified. Uchvar batla Torah zo. And this Torah has been nullified. Afa pi shehi haisa me'im Hashem kagon hahagrim. So even though that he is like Haisa Me'im Hashem, what's that mean? Like he knows that Hashem is existing? I don't know what that means. Okay.
Yeah, he says, I know that the Torah is from Hashem. Or what are the words exactly?
It's Afal Pi Shehi Haisa Me'im Hashem Kagon Hahagrim.
He says, I know that it's like Hashem, just like the mountains.
No, Hahagrim. Hahagrim.
Hahagrim?
Yeah. Hagrim.
Read me the sentence.
Okay. V'ha'omer shehabori hechelif mitzvah zo b'mitzvah acheres uchvar batla Torah zo af al pi shehi haisa me'im Hashem kagon hahagrim.
Oh, Hagarim, talking about the Ishmaelites. Hagarim.
Ah, nice.
Like